Welcome to the writer's room, where we go beyond the headlines and uncover the story hiding inside the story. When I finished researching part 5 of the Dixie Mafia of Georgia, one thing kept pulling my attention. It wasn't the murder, it wasn't the moonshine, it wasn't the investigation. It was the road, not a specific highway, a corridor. Most people look at the Lloyd Seay and John Blackwell traveling from Jackson County to Johnson County and simply saw two bootleggers driving across Georgia. I saw something completely different. I started asking myself, why that route? Why not somewhere else? So I pulled up the modern maps. Then I pulled up historical maps. Then I pulled up native maps. Then transportation maps. And the deeper I dug, the more I realized this story wasn't really about one road. It was about a transportation corridor that has connected North Georgia to Middle Georgia for thousands of years. Today, we recognize pieces of that corridor as 441, Highway 15, Georgia Highway 540, and portions of Georgia's Fall Line Freeway. The names changed, the pavement changed, but the corridor remained the same. People were already moving through this exact region. Native communities built towns along these rivers. Trade followed the waterways. Commerce followed the trade. Transportation followed the commerce. Nothing is new under the sun. One of the things that fascinated me the most was realizing Hernando de Soto wasn't marching through Georgia with an army looking to conquer America. He was documenting, mapping, learning rivers, learning villages, learning geography. Centuries later, men like James Oglethorpe, Benjamin Hawkins, and countless others weren't starting from zero. They were building upon geographical knowledge accumulated over generations. The information changed hands, the people changed, the purpose changed, but the geography, it never did. That's exactly what happened in Georgia. People didn't randomly choose where to build roads. Road usually followed the easiest corridors. Then came dirt roads, then came state highways, then the four-lane highways, now interstate style freeways. Different generations, same corridor. And that's why this story suddenly became personal for me. I wasn't just reading about it, I grew up beside it. This little brick apartment right here, this was my first home. Me, my mother, my brother, my sisters. We all lived there until 1984. And just down the road, construction had already begun on what everybody around Milledgeville simply called the bypass. Most people today know parts of it as the Fall Line Freeway. Back then, there wasn't all these businesses you see today. No Bobcat Village, no development, mostly stop signs, open woods, construction equipment. And as a little kid, I didn't know I was watching history being built before my eyes. And 40 years later, I'm researching the Dixie Mafia, and that same transportation corridor keeps showing back up. That caught my attention. Then it hit me. Transportation has always driven civilization. If goods don't move, economies don't move. Whether it's Native Americans trading along the rivers, bootleggers hauling moonshine, railroads carrying freight, interstate moving 18 wheelers, or fiber optic cables moving information across the internet, the principle never changes. Transportation creates commerce, commerce creates wealth. That's true whether the product is legal or illegal. There was a time when running liquor through Georgia could get you sent to prison. And today, the very same transportation corridors move millions of dollars worth of legal alcohol every single day. Yesterday, Moonshine. Today, Don Julio. The cargo changed, the laws changed, the trucks changed, the roads got wider, but the corridor, it stayed the same. And sometimes, the biggest clue, it isn't the suspect, it isn't the crime, it isn't the evidence. Sometimes, the biggest clue is the road everybody forgot to look at. But history doesn't just repeat itself. Sometimes it simply travels the same path. Welcome to the writer's room where we don't just study people, we study patterns because patterns tell stories, the headlines never will. Be great today. Peace.